Welcome back, everyone, to another Market Open live stream. Let's take a look at a little bit of a rebound in the market. So let's jump right in, hop on over here to look an update from Webull, which remember you can get 2 free stocks with via the link down below. Just like you can get up to $250 with BlockFi when you go to metkevin.com/BF and you deposit your cryptocurrency. All right, folks, let's take a look at what we got here. So we've got some green in the pre-market. Usually I do like to start with the opposite of what the trend is. So let's go to red first. So we got SunPower down 7.7. Solar and like solar energy related things are just getting wrecked at the moment. One of the things I was reading about yesterday was really, and this honestly it sounds a little like overblown because we just keep talking about this, but I was reading about this a little bit yesterday, and one of the continued themes, even in solar with like microinverters and inverters, is the chip shortage. The chip shortage is also affecting the solar industry. So you definitely got some craziness in the solar market as well when it comes to the chip shortage. Let's take a peek also. We'll obviously take a look at cryptos in a moment here, but the solar market, I'm not loving the chip shortage as much. Now, personally, I think some of the sell-off we're seeing in the solar or energy-related space is a little overblown, but we'll see. BTX down 6.65. Invitae, this is suffering yet another down day here, down 3.5%. It's almost like Kathy Wood and some of her positions just not catching a break. You've got Upwork down about 2.9%. Playboy up 13% yesterday, just giving back 2.2 today, so not a big deal here. The others were all down yesterday as well, so it's sort of down on top of down for many stocks that we're looking at right now. Wayfair, for example, down another 1% on top of yesterday's decline. Skills up, down right now, giving up yesterday's gains. We've got SOS Limited is down about 0.75%, and then that's almost it for our losers so far in the morning. About a little page and a bit of red today. Otherwise, we've got runners like Arcturus here. Not very clear exactly what this one's doing, but you've got and also I don't think this is registering pre-market all the way up to where we are now. But anyway, Arcturus showing that it's up about 6.5% in the pre-market. Activision up about 5%. Sundial up about 4.62%. Now, ArcLight, and this is a theme that we might be expecting today, is seeing some of the EV bus-related companies up a bit today, especially after a proposal that Congress might want to spend somewhere around $70 billion in supporting electric vehicle buses or a transition to electric buses. Obviously, lots of money. You've got GM up 4.3%. Hydrofarm up a bit, also around 4%. In sort of the low threes here, we got Zom, Bumble, NGA. There's another electric bus stock. Moderna, Fastly, Zillow. I'm surprised Zillow only 2.8% after yesterday's earnings. Let's see here. Excuse me. All right. Churchill Capital is up a little bit here. Churchill's obviously been red for a bit after those Apple rumors, which, remember, we were talking on the channel about how the Apple rumors seem a little excessive, a little out there, a little overblown. This thing sold off from about 24, 25 down to just under 20 again. It's some incredible movements and fluctuations we have here. Yeah, Enphase, wow, actually finally has a green day. It's kind of shocking. It's up to about 2.5% right now. And then we do have a bunch of other stuff. Most other stocks up about somewhere between 0.5% to 1.5% today, including Etsy, Tesla, almost 1.5% here. Palantir slightly green. You've got Lemonade, Amazon, and Macy's. Macy's there again. Even on some of the red days, Macy's was kicking butt. Macy's doing well today as well. Although yesterday Macy's did sell down a little bit, a little over 0.5%. All right, let's take a listen here. CBC's talking about Yellen. Let's give it a listen here.
Talk about higher prices. I didn't think she had to talk about higher rates. I thought that was out of school. Suddenly we have a quarterback controversy in Washington. That's wrong. Janet Yellen, may remind you, in December of 2015, raised rates predicting that she had to do it because to head off inflation. She caused basically a crash in commodities. It was a completely ill-advised move by her. And I think throughout this period, I think she's like to pressure Jay Powell to forget his goal of trying to get minorities to be enfranchised instead of disenfranchised because they've not been able to come back and get jobs. So I am a total Powell aficionado, and I think that Janet Yellen was off the reservation. I'm glad she got back on the reservation by the end of the day. David.
What's off the reservation? Saying that they have tools to handle inflation if it happens?
I think that off the reservation is to say that you may even need to raise them when she walked that back. I mean, you don't need to do. Everybody knows they do that, but the problem is that her words are powerful, and she was a former Fed chief, and she showed an ill-advised use or abuse of her Treasury power. Right. And that's why she had to walk it back.
She's in a unique position. There's never been a Treasury Secretary who's actually held the role of Fed chair.
Yeah, but she ain't no Hamilton.
No.
Kramer slamming Yellen. We got the bell coming up here shortly. Keep in mind Friday, we do also have the big unemployment set of data coming out. We've got unemployment claims coming out tomorrow. So we'll have a good set of unemployment data over the next couple days. We'll be live earlier, probably at 5:25 a.m. California time on Friday to cover that unemployment data. And the next week, we can look forward to the CPI data.
Original appointment
Absolutely.
To the job. And typically Treasury Secretaries, I mean, they don't comment on the dollar, and they often didn't comment on rates, right?
I think that her words, I think that she's a seasoned enough pro to know that puts pressure on Powell.
Yeah.
And Jay Powell does not need that right now. He's fighting for equality.
Yeah. It sure beats being called a bonehead, as David said.
Yes.
What the president called him.
Yeah, President Trump was uniquely arbitrary and capricious in the way he trashed people. And I don't know. I think America got sick of that. At least half of America. I've got good news on chips. Jim Farley talked to us about the Renesas Japanese plant coming back. That's important. Oh, honest, Carl.
We are going to get to chips. There is honest yet, Jim, at the NASDAQ celebrating its IPO. Founder Jessica Alba.
All right, we're gonna pull off this here. Let's take a peek here. I always like looking at the calendar every so often. Oops, there we go. Just to kind of see what we've got coming up. So today we'll have Chicago bank president at the Federal Reserve speaking. So we'll probably see some commentary from him. Looks like he actually probably starts speaking somewhere right around now, given that it's showing as a 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see some of those comments come through. And so will but the Boston Fed president. Now, remember, we had the Dallas Fed president talking about, who's not a non-voting member of the interest rate committee, the FOMC, suggests that, hey, maybe it's going to be time to taper sooner. We've had Janet Yellen talk about, hey, maybe it's time to raise rates sooner. Now, she walked back those comments yesterday, but listening to these insights is always going to be important. In fact, here's the headline that's already coming through here. Evans, literally this just started a minute ago. I'm surprised I'm actually already getting an update here. Evans does not see evidence inflation is spiraling higher, and Fed policy will likely hold for, quote, quite some time. So we'll pay attention. Oh, we've even got the Cleveland Fed. Okay, a lot of talking today. So Cleveland Fed will be talking about 2.5 hours as well. So then Williams talks tomorrow. There's Kaplan again. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Kaplan tomorrow, just because. Sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. A lot of eyes will be on Kaplan, just because he's been a little bit more of hey, let's taper sooner. All right, let's see how things have opened on the opening bell here. Let's get rid of the pre-aftermarket, and we are officially open. So let's see what's kicking butt today. What's moving and shaking today? See what we got. Occugen. Here we go. Wow. Okay, Occugen trying to push out of the gate very strong here, folks. Dogecoin, 67 cents. Really incredible. Wow. All right, 1 second. There you go. Look at this. I mean, 67 cents. What I really want to do here is, and we're gonna pull this up really quick. Let's see here. Let's grab the coin market cap and let's just do a quick look at Doge here together. So take a look at this. Look at the 24-hour volume here. So the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin is coming in at about $70 billion. Ethereum coming in at 55.9. Dogecoin, $47 billion. I mean, this is incredible 48-hour volume here. And what's also absolutely mind-blowing is we're now position number 5 on Doge. And so there's not a lot of additional market cap to go. If we get to somewhere around 73, 74 cents on Doge, Dogecoin will be passing Binance Coin, and Doge could solidify itself as a top 3 coin. Now, there is a big risk. And I want to mention this about Doge. There's a big risk, big risk that Doge potentially sells down after the SNL night. Saturday night, when a lot of folks are expecting Elon Musk to talk up Doge. So do pay attention to that. If we get Doge mentions in a positive way, we get some kind of Doge announcement like, oh, buy Teslas with Doge or whatever, could be obviously very empowering for Doge. But otherwise, there is a potential. Some of the run up that we're seeing now is because of the excitement around Elon Musk heading onto SNL. So keep an eye on that. Let's also look at Ethereum. See how this has been doing, because it's just been killing it here over the last few days. It's stable today, though. It's sitting around that 3,300 level, 33.67, relatively stable here. Bitcoin actually coming up a little bit here at 55.9 on Bitcoin. A little bummed that BlockFi is offering a little bit less interest now on Bitcoin, but still offering interest on other cryptos. So do check that out, metkevin.com/BF. But the Bitcoin interest is a little lower that they're paying. What else? So let's see what else, if we've got anything else that's really pushing here. Arrival, this makes sense. Arrival and ArcLight really pushing here on talk of again, these proposals in Congress for additional electric vehicle funding, over $70 billion. And we'll see. I mean, it's just talk right now. We have no idea if it'll go through. Yesterday, I did do some buying. I always like to say, never squander a red day. Sometimes that can get very frustrating, though, when you have many red days in a row. And this is why I think it's always good to nibble. Little bites at the apple. Take the elephant in small bites, as I say. Little bits at a time. So we've got NVIDIA is even up 2.3% here. Win, Penn National Gaming, Penn, $91. A lot of folks looking at Penn to push back over 100. We'll see how that goes. We've got, what else we have here? Wayfair coming back a little bit. Oh, wow. Wayfair is actually almost at 275. Yesterday, well, it must have been a little under 275 yesterday. Let me take a peek here. So, okay, yeah. Yesterday, Wayfair by the close got to about 272. It's incredible. Let's take a look at this. Chamath-backed Equinox. I don't know. And they're talking about ARK as well. Let's listen to that.
She goes, but remember, she regards them as cash equivalents. I would say she's unique.
Okay. That's what you're going to say about Kathy?
You being nice. That's
That's exactly what it is.
Jim, it does sort of remind me, what do you do with a Zoom or a T-Doc at this point, especially given some of the comments from Jamie Dimon and even Zoom's CEO at this journal summit talking about Zoom fatigue?
Zoom has to reinvent. They have to come up with more products. They're a one-product company. That's not healthy. Teladoc has more competition than I have. It's almost as if it was a heat-seeking missile. And so many companies are in the Teladoc business all of a sudden that you can pit them against each other and get better prices. They're losing some customers. But I think it's up to Eric Yuan to create Zoom 2, which is
it's actually not a bad point. And I mean, sometimes it's fun to make fun of Jim Cramer, if he flip-flops on Tesla or whatever, but that's easy. But he's got some really great points sometimes. And that to me, I think is one. Last year, I remember thinking the Zoom rally was crazy because I thought, Microsoft or Apple are just going to end up replacing it. Now we do have Microsoft Spaces, but look, or what, I don't know. Is it Microsoft? I don't know. Whatever the Microsoft one exists. Google's got Google Meetups. and expected Apple to do something as well. But hey, Zoom still gets a lot of use. It's really incredible. But yeah, the one product argument is fascinating. How will they innovate? We shall see. We got Bloomberg's talking about Facebook upholding the Trump ban on Facebook. We'll listen in here for a moment.
Eyeballs and time on the computer or time on your phone. So
yeah, that is what they were talking about. Now, if you haven't noticed this yet, Donald Trump actually opened his own platform now. I think it's from the desk of Donald Trump. I think it's that. It's basic. It's almost kind of like a Twitter. Yeah. See, it's almost like it's like Donald Trump on Twitter, but it's literally only his stuff, and then you could share it on Facebook and Twitter. Both places he was obviously banned from. So I thought it's an interesting strategy. I guess it makes sense though if you can't talk anywhere. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to the Bloomberg terminal. Let's get 10 years up. And after we get the 10-year up, I want to take a peek at top news. We'll go back to the sticks, obviously, as well. But most importantly right now, I want to hit this 10-year. Want to see what's going on here with the society's inflation expectations. Remember, the 10-year is always going to be a way for us to understand society's actual inflation expectations. Everybody yaps and yaps about, oh, inflation's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. Really? If inflation were definitely 110% coming at levels that were very high, like 4, 5, 6, 7% or whatever, nobody would be buying the 10-year with a yield of 1.58%. Nobody. it would make no sense. This would be at 2.3, 2.5, 3 before we knew it. So this is always very, very important to keep an eye on, is the overall movement and trajectory of the 10-year. All right, moving back in terms of inflation expectations. I mean, there are periods of time the 10-year is like the most boring thing to look at because it doesn't tell you anything. All right, so let's also do top here. Let's see what we got on top news space. Since a lot of companies talking about the Trump Facebook ban, it's even top over here. All right, let's see here. Chamath's SPAC falls after Equinox deal talk. Okay. Fed Evans says, oh yeah. Let's take I always like listening, or let's see what other commentary we're getting out of here. This is that conversation happening right now. I think the risk of this scenario is remote. U.S. inflation is unlikely to get out of control despite unprecedented government spending that's been authorized in response to the pandemic. Fed Reserve Bank president in Chicago says, basically, I think the risk is remote. Now, we saw that headline about 10 minutes ago. We touched on some of that. Let's see if there's anything else. With these developments, my outlook for growth and unemployment is much more positive today than it was a few months ago. Okay, so far not many updates here. It feels like a little bit of a slow news day. GM posts blowout quarterly profit, keeps 2021 forecast. Nice. Pain tray, and we saw something. We saw this similar with Ford as well, just absolutely crushing average selling price per vehicle. Mostly with these shortages, people are just paying sticker. It's incredible. Now I know that leads to more dealer profit, but even the price of vehicles going up. It's or the average type of vehicle that somebody's buying, getting more expensive vehicles. Listen in here for a moment.
Chinese delegations, Japanese delegations, all trying to study the model of Chicago pits. And yes, it is the end of an era, although the Eurodollar options, that's a short rate similar to a T-bill rate, will remain open. But of course, the Treasury options go the way of foreign exchange options and futures trading that left the pits several years ago. It really is the end of an era. Now, in terms of the market today, we all saw the refunding announcement. And even though the news is being focused as it's no different in size, 126 billion package of 3s, 10s, and 30s from the Fed refunding, I say, look at a refunding prior to COVID. So I went back to the February 2019 refunding. That was 84 billion. The current package is 126 billion. So these are big numbers. Look at intraday of 10s. You can see it spiked when the announcement hit. Didn't do much for the lackluster ADP number. 2 week of 10s show that.
Yeah, I'm going to pull off this. We already talked about the 10s here, but yeah, somebody here says PW coaching. Chamath preaches about changing the world through his SPACs and then brings a luxury gym / hotel Equinox to the market. Yeah. I don't know. I only want to bag on Chamath here. I mean, he's done some amazing things, but he did say one of the reasons he was selling a bunch of stuff in February and March is some companies at even lower prices from what we've seen, at least timing wise, I believe. Not sure about that. We got to double check that. But he did say he was selling to invest in a climate change opportunity, which we haven't really heard about. This has been kind of the first big move here that we've heard about. It did also U-turn on the California Gov idea. By the way, we'll jump on over here to Fox for a moment. But by the way, that coupon code does expire today, tonight. That 39% off coupon code for the amazing programs linked down below. So take a peek at that if you have not yet.
That what we have all been seeing over the past, 5-6 years with these.
It's a slow day when literally Bloomberg, Fox, and CNBC, they're all covering CNBC before I went live, but they're all covering the Facebook upholding Trump ban thing. And I know we very briefly touched on it too, but I only touched on it so that we don't have to touch on it again. Let's just focus on the sticks then. We'll go on over to the sticks, see if something's deciding to run, something's deciding to take off. Ocugen, no. Ocugen really tried here, tried to launch, gave up all its volume. It's almost like you had opening volume, gave it up. Same. Let's take a look at. I want to look at Doge volume too here. Let's do a little bit of that. So let's go to take a peek here. Let's see here. TradingView. Actually, look at the price adjusted volume of Doge. We are almost at highs for price adjusted volume. Still not though at the highs that we've seen around April 16th. That was like peak trading time over here, April 16th. However, the pricing has now exceeded April 16th pricing. And I wonder, but that timing is a little sus with Elon Musk's SNL appearance coming up and this run that we're seeing right before it. It's like literally a week and a day before it. That's when we're seeing this run at on Doge. Don't get me wrong. I want it to run. I want to see that dollar. We had a bet going that I wouldn't have to shave if the darn thing hit $1. But we got a little bit of okay. So, well, then again, the non-dollar adjusted volume is a little hard to look at just because it has gotten so much more expensive. So it makes sense that volume is going to go down. So if you're going to look at volume, I highly encourage, if you're tracking this, if you're looking at volume, look at this, the price adjusted volume. This to me is a little bit more something to look at. All right, somebody says Nano Dimension, is it Nano? Oh, Mind Medicine had a press release, really? Let's see. I mean, it better be something good because I've seen a bunch of comments on this. What do we got? Project Angie, targeting the treatment of pain with psychedelics. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. A lot of people have chronic pain. That's opening yet another market, honestly, is what it is. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Mind Medicine. Leading psych company, Project Angie, to advance the development of psychedelics, including LSD, to treat pain conditions. Wow. Yeah, that is actually very interesting. Because they've got programs for like anxiety. What else do they have? Anxiety, depression, and there's one more thing. Anxiety, depression, one more thing. But debilitating chronic pain. Wow. That's great. I mean, hey, the more things they could try to treat here, the better. Now, we've gone pretty deep on Mind Medicine in the Stocks and Psychology Money group. If you go back about a week and a half ago into our fundamental analysis live streams, we got some pretty good insights there on Mind Medicine. But I will say that is a positive. Obviously, why wouldn't it be? Having another product line, essentially, or another use for your product line. Good. It's a great press release. I think that's wonderful. Be curious to see how the market is responding there. So what else do we have? Anxiety, ADHD, addiction. I think ADHD, that was the other one. Yeah. ADHD. Okay, that was the one I missed. Thank you. PTSD, true. Yep. That was part of that. Good. Okay, so Doge sitting at 67. See if this ends up running back over 70 here. We'll pay attention to this. Got to 69.66. Such an incredible all-time high figure here. Big digital running today. There we go. Ocugen finally pushing a little bit of a break here. On the 1 minute chart, we just bumped about 3 percentage points here. Voyager Digital up today. There it is. Mind Medicine, yeah, up 5.5% on the snooze. That's great. It's been rotating down, mostly, I think, due to really the run it had on a lack of news. We've got, let's see, Churchill Capital's up 4% all of a sudden. 4%. Cheers, by the way, to 99 Fishing. And coffee. All right. What if I was like secretly playing RuneScape while we did our market open live streams? Like we just had the lobster pod going or something. We're fishing for shark or something. Solar Edge rebounding after a big sell-off yesterday. We were down like 17% yesterday. It was a big slap to the solar industry. We got Square up about 2.88. So something's moving nicely here. Good rebound. Corsair smashed earnings, coming back strong. Still not loving those headphones. I did buy some replacement headphones. I'll let you know what I think about them. And somebody talked about turning on spatial sound for some of the other, like I didn't know you could use non-gaming headphones for gaming. So I'm going to test some of the other headphones I have to. I could save some money. I always look at everything I buy as like, oh, if I buy a headphone, that could be a Square stock. I can't really use Tesla stock anymore as that analogy because it's just as the individual share prices got a little pricey. Valuation wise, I think the individual share prices are actually inexpensive. Under 700, I like it. And we're at 682 right now. Piton slowly inching back to 100, which will be nice when it goes back to 100. It will, though. I'm very excited. Big earnings day today, by the way. Do not forget that later today, you're going to want to be at that market closing live stream. Not only do you want to take advantage of that 39% off coupon code down below, which expires today, but the after the bell, the amount. The iPad's dead. I always have this plugged in, and I didn't today. But after the bell, here, I'll pull it up really quick. I just want to show you some of the names reporting today. And these are going to be good companies to look at for volatility if you're trading. So take a look here. So what do we got? Wednesday after the market. All right, here we go. Look at this. These are some big names, folks. PayPal, Fastly, Rocket, Uber, Etsy, Zynga, Twilio, GoDaddy, Redfin, Sunrun, Turtle Beach, Booking Holdings. That's probably about the extent of the ones that I'll pay attention to. But these are big names. Not huge, not like the mega caps we saw last week, but some pretty big names. Green Dot. ADT. It's incredible. That's just so many names. My goodness. This is an insane amount. I mean, the list just keeps going. Wow. All right. Let's keep going here. So let's listen in for a moment. Let's see what Bloomberg's got for us. Towards the downside, by the way, Invitae down about 5%. Microvision's down about 4.4%. And Invitation Homes down 1.3%. All right, let's give Bloomberg a live listen here. Let's see what Bloomberg's got for us.
And Tesla and communication services, home to Google's owner Alphabet, as well as Facebook. In terms of what's down, the more defensive areas of the market, real estate, utilities, consumer staples, healthcare, all lower. Beyond that, I want to focus in on autos, especially in light of the results out of General Motors. I mean, shares now up 38% on the year after the first quarter results came out. You know, we saw earnings more than double the average estimate. They maintained their full year forecast in the face of a global chip shortage. So they pulled out ahead of Ford Motor, which is up about 30%, even though the shares fell last week when the company said it was going to take a $2.5 billion hit to earnings this year from the shortfall in semiconductors. When you put that all together, though, you see the index, it's barely changed on the year. Yeah. And that's because there are 3 automakers in the S&P 500 as of December. And the third one is Tesla. And this year, it really hasn't done all that much. Shares down about 3% at the time that you're seeing these gains in GM and Ford. So when you put it all together, I mean, you end up with an index that really doesn't move because Tesla by itself is more than 80% of the S&P 500 autos index.
Dave, let me jump in just quickly. What did GM do last quarter that Ford could not do? What's in the outlook for GM that Ford hasn't been able to bring to the surface?
Well, it really looks like as much as anything, they're going to be able to focus on, the more profitable models, the pickup trucks, the SUVs. I mean, they know what they're up against in terms of supplies of chips. So they're honing in on their most profitable products, which, stands to reason in terms of why you have that contrast between GM and Ford when it comes to the response to the shortage.
It's the E word again. It's execution. Once again, Dave, it's good to catch up. As always.
Yeah, interesting insights. Yeah, all right. Let's. I want to again take a look at top news here. I will say, despite some big earnings coming out today, quiet news day. Very quiet news day. Doesn't have that pain that we saw yesterday. 10-year Treasury sitting at 1.59. Tiny little uptick here. Let's peek here. A Doge still sitting at around that same level we've seen it at a 66.7 level. Ethereum about 33.78, getting ready to hit 34, but we'll see. We briefly hit 34 there and sold right back down. Bitcoin up about 2.5. Let's go to top news here. Let's see what we got. So we looked at MindMed, which was actually a very interesting update. I mean, I'd be happy if I was a shareholder. All right, so let's see here. Colombia to defend bond ratings amid riots. Let's see. GM, we talked about this. Airline reward programs try harder to keep loyal customers. Whew. I just hate it. I got so many reward points for traveling right now. I really got to start using some of them again. It's so weird. Honestly, I think how many here have not been on a plane in over a year? And then I don't know, it feels odd. I feel like usually most of us have a flight somewhere once a year, it's just weird. All right, so what else? All right, what do we got? What's going on, folks? What's out here? What's going on in the world? We got a little bit of green on Solar Edge. It's look, in some regards, maybe one of the best things that could happen is we just go through a period of 3 months of chill news, really chill, just let the market do its thing. Wow, somebody says they haven't been on a plane in 18 years. That's incredible. It's been years since that. Wow. Okay, it's actually been years since some of you have been on a plane. Okay, very well. I guess if you have no reason to go anywhere, why would you go on a plane? I suppose. I guess that's a good point. All right. So Churchill, yep, Churchill up 4.24%. Do wonder if there's any kind of news here. Lucid names former Waymo executive as CFO in pivotal year. Waymo executive. Oh, that's an interesting partnership here. 8 years from now, I was wrong. I was wrong. So, all right. Let's see here. What about? Let's see. Losers over here. Any particular losers trending down? Lyft trending down a little bit more after yesterday. Yesterday was doing well, but all of a sudden, let's go to the minute here. There we go. Well, Lyft has been on a little bit of a downtrend, still trending down even more here. Microvision down 4.16%. Also, trending down a little bit here. SunPower down 4%. And they're reporting today, so we'll pay attention to them for the solar industry. Skills down 4.5% as well. Did report yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I don't know. Within the last 2 days, Skills reported down 4.8% here. Upwork also reported within the last couple of days here, down 6.46%. And really consistent at a lot of these companies, beating earnings, but forecasts not as enthusiastic as maybe some folks are hoping. And seeing sort of the overall market trend down on just not good enough beats. Not good enough. That makes it a little difficult. All right, let's jump on over to Bloomberg News. Let's see what else they got for us. Nothing. Okay, they're all on commercial. Literally all of them on commercial. Fine then. Then let's just go to Bloomberg.com for a moment. So I don't know. Like this is a sign that you got a slow day when all we have to talk about is this same headline on the news stations. Biden's Fed choices add uncertainty for inflation worry investors. Ooh. Let's see here. The biggest uncertainty for investors watching the Fed in the coming months may not be the rate of inflation, but turnover at the top U.S. central bank. Chair Jerome Powell and Vice Chairs Richard Clarida and Randall Quarles could all potentially be replaced. Can you imagine J. Powell getting replaced? It'd be such a diss on J. Powell. Gosh, if J. Powell got replaced by Biden, I feel like that, like Biden picked somebody else, that would just be such a shakeup to the market. Oh my gosh, I think the market would freak, depending on how much Joe Biden wants to reshape its leadership. And while the Fed chair always matters, the choice right now is even more critical. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh. The choice will come in the coming months, and there's no indication the decision is imminent. Yeah, okay, well, good, because that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, let's see here. I think Jay Powell is really the only one of the few who's just consistently right now saying, no, don't worry, no inflation. Like, he's so consistent with his message. To lose Jay Powell would be such a bad shock. Just because who knows, maybe you get somebody in there who's like, no, yep, we're gonna raise rates sooner. You imagine you got somebody in like what's it called? The president of the Dallas Fed, who's like, yeah, we're going to taper sooner. That'll be a catalyst. So infrastructure plan, it's been quiet. Yeah, it's been a little slow with infrastructure plan negotiations, huh? Not like the stimulus. The stimulus really ran. But I will say just in, Peloton is announcing, I'm not sure if this is a complete recall, but there is some form of a recall now being announced by Peloton. Well, there goes Peloton stock for the short term. Here's another buying opportunity coming for you. Peloton. Okay, here we go. ISM services gauge falls. Okay, this is going to weigh on inflation too. Anytime you get the services or manufacturing gauges falling, with the coming in, the estimate was a beat. We were expecting a beat on the ISM services. So services, we were expecting a beat. We actually got a miss. CNBC just now hitting it.
ISM number groupings started in 1997. The highest number ever was 63.7 last month's read. But this month's read for April pulled back. 62.7 is the current read, 62.7.
Peloton's plummeting now.
The all-time high water mark. It's a bit of a disappointment. Many were expecting a new fresh high water mark, maybe 64 and higher, but it is still solid. And we all know the service sectors where all the GDP horsepower is, and reopenings should give this number a lift over the next several months. Morgan, back to you.
Yeah, somewhat of a theme, though, in terms of some of the readings we've gotten this week. Rick Santelli, thank you. We are 30 minutes into the trading session. Here are three stocks that we're watching right now. Facebook, the company's oversight.
All right, I'm going to pull off this for a moment. So Peloton is plummeting on the news. We got another update here. Lumber futures extend rally to record top $1,500 for the first time. Wow, lumber keeps going. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can find the actual recall notice. Oh my gosh, 125,000 of them? Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, that's bad news. That's crazy. Zillow, somebody says Zillow selling off? Hold on. Peloton Shred. Here. Peloton is recalling about 120. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. 125,000 treadmills. Okay. Well, with model TR1. Well, still, it's 125,000 of them. A 6-year-old recently died after being pulled under the rear treadmill. In addition, Peloton has received 72 reports of adult users, children, or pets, or objects being pulled under the rear of the treadmill. It's the Cookie Monster. It's the Cookie Monster. I made a video on this. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled tread and contact Peloton. Oh my gosh. Contact Peloton for a full refund. Oh, that'll send the stock to the toilet. Oh, dang, that's not good. The product is different than the Peloton Tread that's also subject to a voluntary recall. So yeah, there's two products, the Tread and the Tread Plus. 125,000 of them. This is going to be a buying opportunity for Peloton. I'm gonna buy some Peloton right now. This could keep going down, okay? But I will put a buy in order and right for right now. Let's see, can I do this? Market. I don't know. What do I want to put in? 500. That's fine with me. 500 shares. All right, I'm just gonna put it in the market here. Okay, I did it. This could fall more. We'll see. We got the initial sell-off, and if this goes, what I'm really looking for is I kind of want to see it go under 80 selfishly, because I really want to pick it up for under 80. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody says. Like, oh no, their trust is ruined. They'll be back. They'll be back. So, and I'm excited for earnings too. If potentially wait to buy more when earnings come out too, if you are interested in Peloton. All right, let's listen in.
Coming from this independent board, which they say their decisions on Facebook are binding. It's not clear what actual power they have over Facebook, given that they were created by Facebook itself. But it was a tongue lashing here from the board members, which say that Facebook essentially was not following its own rules and was essentially making it up as it went along with Donald Trump in terms of whether there was a newsworthiness standard for his comments on Facebook or whether he needed to be taken down because of the threat of imminent danger. They want the entire Facebook process to be reorganized here around world leaders and everybody else to come up with some clear rules. One of the things that they want is for anybody who gets in trouble in terms of Facebook's rules to know how many strikes are against them and when they're being banned and why they're being banned. They say that's not transparent at all. They want a lot more transparency around all of this. So some tough words here from this board for the folks over at Facebook.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for more transparency. Eamon Javers, big news today. We're going to continue to talk about it throughout the hour. Thanks for bringing us the latest.
Yeah, so this is actually very inaccurate. Somebody says here, you're too disconnected with the wealth goggles when looking at Peloton. They don't have the middle lower class market. I think you're too disconnected with their earnings report, where they tell you the exact opposite, that their average consumer has an income of around, it has an income relatively matching the median income. It's a very, very much a middle income, middle of the road product. Sure, it's got a higher price tag, but with their partnership with Firm, they cater substantially to middle consumers. But I am looking forward to a buying opportunity on it, because they will be back. And to me, the reason I'm investing in Peloton is not because of the treadmill or the cardio things. That's old news. I'm interested in the strength training and their partnership with Precor. That's where I'm putting my money on Peloton. All right, let's keep moving on here. And it's a long bet. So that's, Precor obviously has not partnered with Peloton yet on manufacturing products. It's just been a recent acquisition, and I'm sure it's going to take time. Okay, so what else do we have here? Zillow, and I'll pull up the exact number on Peloton because I have it written down, but I do remember that. But anyway, I don't know why is Zillow selling off 3.9%. They did, 3.29%. They did very well on their earnings, so I'm actually surprised by that. Yeah, wow, that's incredible. So what else do we have? We got Peloton. Peloton now down at 88, so down even about $2.50 more. Where I just added. I'm looking for 80. 80 for me is going to be where it gets really juicy. I don't know if we'll actually keep going down that way. That's why I grabbed a little bit of a nibble. but that could continue down. So watch that. Microvision 6.32%, also towards the downside, recovering a little bit here. Yep, we already talked about the recall. So QuantumScape, look at QuantumScape sell down here, good chunk here. So QuantumScape, let's see here. Let's go to 1 day. Let's go to the day chart here. QuantumScape down at $33. Yeah, QuantumScape 33. This is about the lowest level that we have seen since its initial run in November. That's incredible. So QuantumScape now at basically new lows, and it hit 29 just a couple weeks ago. Wow. Yeah, we did talk about Trump's own media platform. We did, but we're just not talking much about it. We briefly mentioned it. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a recovery now potentially here on Piton. Let's see, it's at 90. It's still looking like that's on the day. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Starting to see a little bit of that green candle again here. So I went in at this green candle. Should have waited for maybe. Oh wait, sorry. Should have waited a moment there. Now we're getting a potential second green candle here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't matter so much. I'm not going to add more at this point unless it goes to probably 85 is where I would add more. But it gets really juicy for me at 80. Much like lemonade. Here's another one, folks. This, this one hit. Oh, how did I miss it at 79? Oh, on 4. Oh, wait, no, I didn't miss it on 420. On 420 was when I did my options. That's incredible. Yeah. Yep, we have been talking about Peloton. Peloton just got smashed. All right, what else do we got here? So let's see what's happening in the market. Is the market pulling back more broadly a little bit here? Yeah, Ocugen's down off its 8% here, down to about 5.8. Voyager's down about 4.5. Big Digital 3.9. Dogecoin just pulled back a little bit again also. So a little bit of a pullback more broadly here. Bitcoin's off 56,000. Ethereum's off knocking on the door of 3,400. So we're seeing a little bit of a rotation back. We're seeing Bitcoin, Bumble, GM, these guys up modestly here. But GM also red candlesticking here. We're not seeing as much of that enthusiasm as we had. Let's see here. Tesla just went negative. Wow. Tesla went negative. It does look like the market is pulling back here all of a sudden. Let's take a peek here. 10-year still at 1.59. Pinterest just pulled back. A lot of these companies were up 1% here. We've literally just had almost the entire market more broadly pull back about, what, a couple percent? That makes sense. About a 2% move down on sort of the broader market here. So selling may go away. Well, I think you, and personally, you buy February, March, April, May, June as your buy window, and then July, August, September, October, you're waiting for the tendies to bake. I know that's painful, and it requires a lot of patience, and it requires a lot of. Is that all you got? Is that all red you got? Can you give me a little more red? Because this is not entertaining enough. All right. Let's see what else we got. All right, so the S&P is basically flat. The Dow just went negative 0.08%. Hey, we got the entertainment we asked for. We were complaining that there wasn't enough news, and here you go. Boom. All of a sudden, you just get the market rotating red. Yep. I think this is going to be true probably in 80%, maybe 70% of years you're investing. Ross here says, if you sold in May of last year, you would have missed out on some big gains. Probably true of, quite frankly, we should do that. Like, that would be something to look at is historically look at the Mays and see if that's true. If you sold in May and went away, you know, what would your returns have looked like over time? I would venture to say 70% of the time you'd get screwed on that bet. Wow, Upwork is actually getting wrecked here. Upwork down 10%. Why? What happened at Upwork? Upwork, yeah, they reported yesterday though, and they did fine. Was it just guidance or what was the problem? Upwork. Let's see. Yeah, it's seriously downward. Oh, it's bad. Upwork. Oh, a lowered price target. Oh, this is so stupid. I actually, if I'm big on a company and some, in my opinion, like random analyst is like, I'm a downgrade my outlook for the stock. I see that as a buying opportunity. Like, I don't care what your opinion is about my stock. All right, let's listen to Squawk for a moment. Let's see if they got anything.
Say that's all that I can play. I would look to the supply chain, and Aspen is in that supply chain of most every electric battery out there.
All right. We got a big hour still ahead, so we're going to leave the conversation there. Gentlemen, thanks for kicking the hour off with us, Wamsi and Chris.
And
thank you.
As we head to break, let's take a look at our roadmap for the rest of this hour. Shares of T-Mobile, they are up nicely this morning, over 3%. The CEO is going to join us talking about those results, subscriber growth, and of course, 5G.
Plus, commodities jumping to their highest in almost a decade. The CEO of Freeport McMoran is going to join us. That stock having doubled in just the last 6 months.
And what will it cost you to hitch a ride to space? Bezos' Blue Origin tickets going on sale. We've got some details if you're interested.
Okay, I found it. So roughly half. I think it is actually slightly less than half. So I shouldn't have said the majority, but it's pretty close to half. Roughly half, which I guess is probably, yeah, I guess that's about around 50% of Peloton households make less than 100K. That's households, not individual income. So they're measuring presumably here, two adults. That'd be two adults at 50K a piece. So I suppose it'd be interesting to know if they did like an average, maybe like a median per capita. That'd be interesting, or like per adult house member. Like what's the median income per adult house member? That'd be an interesting stat to look at. But about half sitting at a household income of about 100K, which is like two people working for 50K, the median. So, which is substantially lower than people think. Like, it is a very common assumption that only rich people are buying Pelotons. But yeah, and look, I understand a household income of 100K is still great for in many regards, but it is a two-family household working at average prices or median prices. Okay, so what else do we have here? So let's keep going with some of the sticks. So what's left over and in the green space? Do we have crypto still green? What do we got here? We got Ocugen falling a bit off its highs, Voyager off its highs, Activision at 4%. Churchill's falling a bit here as well. We've got Arclight at 2.49%. Doge, Bumble, Tilray, Bitcoin. This guy's moving a little bit. Bitcoin about 1.9%. By the way, has there been any lagging or any dragging? Any like brief freezing or anything? Just curious. I changed a couple things. We'll see. All right. Let's see here. What else? Okay. So what else do we have here? Arclight. Yeah, look at that. Even the EV bus stocks have kind of sold off a little bit here. Clean stream today. Okay, good. Good. Thank you for that. Nvidia down 1.6, or I'm sorry, up 1.6. Not as much as we've seen this morning. We saw some much bigger moves this morning. Rocket, Square. Square's still holding on to some gains. So's Apple. Yeah, we definitely did have a shift to the downside. Yeah, look at this. Upwork just getting beamed. Oh my gosh, Upwork is really just getting wrecked. Down 11%. Invitae down 8%. Why is Invitae getting wrecked? Invitae tops revenue estimate. Oh, well, another lowered price target. This price target's moving down. There we go. A little bit of that recovery here on Piton. This is roughly as I probably should have waited a little bit, but did add a bit to my Piton here. We've got Microvision down 5.32%. Redfin. How, after Zillow smashing earnings, how is Redfin down 3.2%? That's incredible. Oh well. Yeah, why would I not still be in my Matterport? Nothing's changed. I love Matterport. Lemonade slowly approaching that 80, rebounding a little bit. Looks like the market is bouncing a little bit. The broader market sort of bouncing here as well. Seeing quite a few stocks bounce around similar levels here. I don't know what it was. 10:11. It's about 1:11 Eastern time. Odd bottom there in the market. Who knows how much of that is algorithmic trading? It's always like a lunchtime thing, isn't it? Or sorry, no, it's not 1:11. It's sorry, I'm totally double adjusting here. It's only 10:11. That would be 10:11 Eastern time. 1:11. 10:11 Eastern time. My bad. Top. Yeah, it's only 7:19 here in California. All right, let's look at top news here. So let's see here. Nothing to see but the highest inflation in 40 years. Yeah, inflation's at the moment is going to be interesting, and it already is. So it's pretty amusing to see Janet Yellen execute a textbook handbrake turn after her comments on Tuesday caused the stock market to drop. Does anybody really think there would have been a clarification if equities had rallied instead? Good point. And so we're back to the official line that unprecedented peacetime expansion in federal outlays will not prove to be inflationary. Oh, taking a very jaded tone here. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. I want to get to the points here. It's easy to get philosophical about inflation. Okay. About deflation. Right. We talked about this. It's not a particular surprise that neither Jerome Powell nor Janet Yellen have expressed concerns about inflationary consequences of their stimulus. After all, the next time that a policymaker discloses there will be negative repercussions to their actions, will probably be the first. Oh, also possibly true. So let's see here. Everybody knows that the government response to the COVID crisis has been aggressive, but it's only when you put it into a historical context that you see how just overwhelming it's been. Sure, we've seen that incredible money printing. Let's see here. Close to peak aggregate income. Let's see if we can get some other interesting bottom lines here. It's all good and well for the Fed and Treasury to downplay inflation, but in the real world, rising prices matter. That's true whether you're trying to buy a house. Yeah, price is true. Some steel for your factory, corn pops for your kids' breakfast. Yup, lots of prices are going up. Make no mistake about that. The question is, how long will those price increases stay? And it seems like this particular person who's writing this blog here is taking a very kind of populist tone with his article, because most people who read this article, yup, right on, man. Yup, right on. Yes, talk about the long run, though. That's what we want to talk about. Long run expectations for inflation. Do we expect those to continue? So it looks like Churchill also rebounding here. So nice rebound in the market here. Not sure why we had that bottom around that 10:09 to 10:11 over here. Very interesting, but we did have a bottom there that potentially actually aligned with when Peloton had their announcement, which was obviously devastating for Peloton. Saw a huge volume sell-off there on Peloton on the news. Definitely a sell the news there. So let's see here. I got 20 text messages from real estate investors in the past month asking to see if I was interested in selling. Yeah. Yep. Oh no, real estate is one of those things that is just nuts right now. It's just such a lack of supply. It's bad. ATNX, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, no, nothing about that. Did the VIX move up? Let's see what the VIX did there. VIX, CBOE. Yeah, VIX had a little bit of a jump here again on Cinco de Mayo, which remember that coupon code expires today at 39% off coupon code. But yeah, it jumped a chunk here. Certainly in response to the madness that we saw here. Looks like it really started there around 10. And then you saw that 10-minute sort of jump in volatility across the entire market. And we saw that. We saw that pullback across the entire market. Really incredible. And look, Discovery's up about 10%. Yeah, Invitae still getting spanked. Invitae getting whacked. Speaking of whacked, been watching Sopranos again. That's something else. Woo! Sopranos. Such a classic. Right, let's see here. Etsy's down 2.14%. I'm looking for sub 175 on Etsy. So Matterport's got a little bit of a red day again here. Roblox heading back to that IPO pricing. Really having trouble keeping it up. Wow, look at Coinbase, 277. I mean, these are some all-time lows here. Yeah, it is. We had 275 yesterday at an all-time low, and sitting at 277. Some dramatic lows here as well. Tesla's still sitting around that 666, 669 level. Palantir to the red. Not to the moon right now. Things just ain't going to the moon. It's gonna be a few more months. Let's see here. Looking at some of your comments here. Hey, I'm selling my 2 apartments in South Beach, Florida. Not South Beach. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go Neo. Neo. Let's see here. Oh, Jessica's Alba. I didn't know Jessica Alba's Honest was going public today. That'll be cool to pay attention to. And Neo sitting at 37. Is it Honest? Yeah, Honest Company IPO. Oh, we'll pay attention to it. Yeah, not one that I'm going to be jumping in on, but we'll watch it here. So, all right, what else? Sopranos is trash. Only good mob fiction is Casino. Good. Okay, Casino is really good. And so is Goodfellas. I mean, both of those are actually very, very good. I think those are your OGs. Although there were wasn't one the other one before it? Godfather. Yeah, I didn't really like that one though. I don't know. Maybe it was just too old. Anyway, yeah. All right. Let's see if there's any top news here. Top news. Top news. All right. What do we got here? So, don't know anything about UXIN either. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see what we got here. Top news. No. And then let's see. U.S. keeps quarterly bond sale at high. Warns on debt limit. No. The Dogecoin joke is turning into a serious. Is turning serious in the latest crypto binge. Well, I mean, Doge has just been kicking butt. You know, I mean, compared to all the tech sector and stocks, you don't even need any of them. It's just straight up Doge, up at 65 cents. Now, I am still concerned about that SNL potential sell-off. So I will be definitely paying attention to Doge on SNL, and I think a lot of people will. I think maybe the time you look at selling Doge is like the morning of Saturday Night Live. Like not like a few hours before. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it rallies even more. Or Elon mentions it, and it really goes to the moon. SNL is comedy, and Elon Musk does like to play jokes with Doge. So who knows? Yeah, but maybe that's what's being priced in now. Upwork down 13%. Oh my goodness, just getting wrecked. Absolutely getting wrecked. All right, what else do we have? Yeah, I mean, pretty consistent here on the market. Pretty consistent. Not a lot of fluctuation, with the exception of that moment we briefly saw everything kind of rotate to the downside. Elon is a troll. Well, yes. Why did I only invest $500 in Doge? Yeah. A lot of people putting $500 into many different altcoins. It's like, well, if it just goes to $1. Famous words. Okay, cool. I think that about covers it for now. In the meantime, use that 39% off coupon code link down below, folks. Thank you so much. Huge earnings coming. Lots of earnings coming towards the market close. Stay tuned. We're covering news in the meantime. Thank you so much for being here, folks. Why isn't VT getting wrecked? They had a downgrade. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, folks. We'll see you soon. And I like analyst downgrades. They're buying opportunities.